Hey everybody, welcome to Human Landmines Season 2, Episode 8. This is the earliest Human Landmines taping in history. It's a little after 9 a.m. and we're getting it going.
Yeah, we've got a lot of news stories we want to talk to you about today. And we're very pleased that you're our listening audience today.
And it's important to note, I think, that it's your birthday, Paul.
Oh, yeah. I turned 45 today. August 22nd is my birthday, and I'm very pleased to be here again.
The basis of this show is going to be built around Paul. We're going to do our normal shit. We're going to talk about some news stuff. Then we're going to let it go Paul's direction. I know he's going to talk about Tinder. I think he might talk about what's wrong in the world. He might talk about what's right in the world.
I might let Steven ask me anything he wants over and over again, and then I'll tell him exactly what I think about it in a grand Human Landmines fashion. But we're going to cover some current events first. And
we better mention that this week and all of Season 2's episodes are brought to you by Merman Supply Company.
Merman Supply Company! Get wet!
Alright, we'll be right back.
Yeah, hey, don't cut it yet. Have you cut it?
No.
Guys, we got a lot of current events to talk to you about. Brought to you by Merman Supply Company, but we're going to talk to you about some weird stuff, and I just want to prep you for it. This is the Dead People's Genitals episode of Human Landmines.
Yeah, so if that's one of your trigger words, you might want to tune out now.
If you don't like Dead People's Genitals, you need to find a different radio show.
Absolutely. Stay tuned, bitches.
Stay tuned, bitch, don't leave.
You are listening to 60 people in America's favorite daytime talk show. Still chugging, still talking shit, still about to explode on Season 2 of Human
I don't care who you've been dining with these days, it's more than fair. Much rather be drinking anyways with my friend Peter, who lives so fucking far away. Not as far as you, even though you live right down my fucking street. I'm tired of sleeping with myself. I'm tired, all these drinks and drugs no longer help. I'm tired, lying about nothing to you. Maybe my friend Peter can tell me.
Welcome back, dedicated listening audience. And you are with Paul and Steven on Human Landmines.
I feel like you're really bringing this into a morbid place, but I guess we need to, right?
Where does the mind go when it's lost all hope? What kind of people are driven to do desperate, fucked up things? When you meet somebody on the wild side, and the world doesn't seem quite right, you are entering the twilight zone. Yeah, welcome to Season 2, Episode 8 of Human Landmines. This is the Dead People's Genitals episode.
No.
I never had so much fun saying Dead People's Genitals until I had a radio show on the web.
Dude, I just realized that while I'm eating these peanuts, it makes me look like I'm chewing tobacco on the webcam. I look like a fucking trailer park redneck.
Dude, a lot of people dip in Charleston. That
That's
doesn't
true.
seem that
I'm
weird
just
to me.
appealing to our demographic.
Yeah, we are watched by more rednecks than any other internet anything.
And you know, a fucking methed out trailer park redneck seems like a likely person to keep 200 penises in their house.
Yeah, so for the first story of the Dead People's Genitals episode, we're going to tell you about a lot of dead men's genitals. So sorry, this article is from queert.com, and the second paragraph is a 52-year-old man nicknamed the Penis Collector has been arrested by police in Slavonski Brod, a small city in Croatia. Now, half my family's from Croatia.
Yeah.
None of my uncles collect dicks.
And I mean, we can't talk about this
that I know of.
We can't talk about this without talking about the fucking penis museum guy who was patiently and like really waiting to get the right penis specimen when meanwhile this guy in Croatia has 200 perfectly good ones. You know? Sorry, if you guys didn't watch the past episode, there's a guy who made has a penis collection of other animals and was waiting to get the right human penis.
Yeah, you can Google it as it's the Icelandic Phallological Museum, and there's just some sort of like weird college professor, I think he's an anthropologist or some stupid shit, and he spent like 40 years out of his life chopping off dead animals' dicks, and now he has this grand museum with a big magnum chamber of this huge hall with all these pillars with 55 whale dicks in it.
But he doesn't have a human dick. Meanwhile, methed out guy in Croatia has 200 dicks. Isn't it 200? Did I make that up?
Do you think we can take it upon ourselves as human landmines to introduce these two guys and complete the fucking collection?
I'm pretty sure the guy with... I think the Croatian guy is going to get arrested, right?
Yeah, okay, so I just want to tell you guys about the details of this story. According to sources, his name has not been released, described to some as a family man. Others say he's an alcoholic who often showed up to work drunk. And he's a hospital worker, 52-year-old man. We don't have a name for him, but he's nicknamed the Penis Collector. And his authorities, his apartment was busted into because the police got a tip that he was possessing and collecting human body organs. Which I guess is not wrong, but if I get a tip as like a, SWAT team detective man, is like they're smuggling bodily organs, I'm thinking he's like cutting people's kidneys out and selling them on the black market, or like transplant organs, like I'll murder them because they aren't worth as much as their kidneys.
Right. And here's the other thing: if you're the kind of guy who has, I'm just gonna stick with this number. If you're the kind of guy who has 200 dicks in jars in your house, you gotta be careful who you invite over, because the tipsters like obviously went to his house and saw them all. You can't just like have a cocktail party at your house and trust everyone to be cool with the fact that you have all these human dicks.
Hey, what's in those jars with the light behind them? Oh, that's my collection of human dicks. I work in the hospital, and before they get shipped off to the morgue, and nobody's gonna miss them, because no dead guys can get boners.
Oh man, I support you playing this guy in the future movie about his life.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be a convincing dick collector.
Well, we should
psychology major, guys. Psychology major. Everybody be aware. Now, my degrees in my shitter. You guys want to look at it? Take a dump at my house.
Now there are other things that drunken morgue attendees can do, Paul. Not everybody's just chopping off
wait.
dicks.
Before we leave this story, Steven, you said he's going to get jail time?
Is he, right?
The man who has been since released from custody now awaits criminal charges for disturbing the deceased, which has a maximum sentence of up to 2 years.
Oh, that's not bad.
Don't worry, y'all. By 2016, he's going to be chopping off dead people's dicks again.
Oh, man. We weigh in a lot on the justice system on this show. And I think that you probably should go to jail for cutting off 200 people's dicks. I'm going to have to agree with you.
You should not come back from jail.
Well, they're dead. I mean, maybe the sentence could be a little longer.
Is it creepier or less creepy than the guy who cuts off animal dicks and has his own, like, Certified Icelandic Museum.
I think it's...
Is it creepier?
It's creepier. It's creepier. Like, with the animal dicks, you can say you're doing it for science, but everybody knows what everybody knows what human dicks look like.
It's not really creepier. He's just, like, more honest with the public. Maybe the guy who cuts off people's dicks is like, alright, I chop off people's dicks. I know nobody's going to want to hear about me chopping off people's dicks, so I'm going to keep it to myself. I'm just going to act like I don't have any social hang-ups. Maybe I'm just the guy who just chopped off people's dicks. And so he invites some girl back to his house, and she's looking for the bathroom and opens the closet with 200 human dicks in it and spills the fucking beans.
Wouldn't it be crazier if, like...
He's like, I thought I loved you!
What if it was his girlfriend of a long time who totally knew about the dicks, and she's just being a bitch now that they broke up? She was like, if you break up with me, I'm going to tell everybody about your dick closet.
Steven, if you had one secret that was like your dick closet, I'm not talking about like jokey makeup secret that somebody would tell everybody about if you broke up, what would your secret
I have to
be?
tell you? I'm not going to tell you. Like a real one?
Yeah.
Probably just that, like... Probably just that, like, I've jerked off to, like, piss porn more than once.
Oh, that's not bad.
I don't know. I'm not comfortable with it. I struggle with it the same way the guy who chopped off dicks probably struggled every day. You know?
I guess my thing that I'd have to confess, you know, if my lifelong partner broke up with me and told the media about it, it'd have to be like, you know, I don't know. I always feel like I had to wipe my ass.
Always.
But no, with me, it's always.
Shit. I'm glad you came clean.
I can't come clean.
I feel better.
No, I feel like some girl be like, yo, Paul's got a really sweaty butt crack. And it's hairy and it's sweaty.
That's the big announcement.
You need to go to his house and arrest his ass.
Awesome.
Um,
Yeah, so we're not done with morgue stories.
no, this is another dead people's genitals story. This guy looks like fucking Dr. Dre.
Yeah, he does. I got it pulled up. Dr.
It's
Dre's
Dr.
uncle, Kenneth Douglas.
Dr. Dre's uncle, Kenneth Douglas.
Oh, man. He had sex with 100 corpses, which
Wow.
is, maybe I think, worse than chopping off 200 dicks. It's in Ohio, Paul. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I know.
And his big quote is, I would just get on top of them and pull my pants down. Actually, all his quotes are golden. If I if I hadn't had anything to drink when I went to work, it wouldn't happen. I would do crack and go in and drink and go in.
Yeah, this guy's
God damn it. That guy fucking worked at the morgue and had sex with bodies.
So his wife was like trying to say that he smelled like sex a lot and like try to call the morgue, and they told her he said whatever happens on county time and on county property is county business.
That's his boss, right?
Yeah.
That is so crazy. That's a cool boss, honestly. If your boss will cover for you having sex with a corpse, you're allowed to do anything at work.
Steven, I think we're both fortunate enough to have a close line of communication with our employers.
Yeah.
Like, but a lot of people are, especially, hey guys, Generation X, why'd you fuck up the economy?
Uh-huh.
But anyway, a lot of the people who are like, you know, late 20s, early 30s, they work in middle management, they don't know what they do.
Right.
Like, well, sometimes I file these papers, and then when the boss needs his carpet vacuumed and his pubes shaved, I go on in.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get yelled for stuff that's not my fault, but I get yelled at as, you know, if they're giving me a raise in a month.
Paul, what do you think is the worst thing you could do that your boss would cover for you rather than turn you in?
Well, it just brought me back to this one time that I told him if I get a sexual harassment lawsuit filed on me, they got to stand up for me, and they were like, "Yeah, that's what's up." But it wasn't like a serious sexual harassment lawsuit. I was just commenting on how they were hiring really good-looking people all the time. I was like, "Yo, if I get sexual harassment lawsuit, y'all boy got to get my bag," and they're like, "That's what's up." It was like one of those. It sounded so much more serious, like, and I grabbed a girl's ass.
Right.
And she told the cops.
Right. God damn it, that guy is a cool boss.
I know.
Not that what he's doing is cool.
I think his wife is not cool. He smelled like dead women's pussies, but I still slept next to him every night.
Yeah. What do you mean? Like you tried to contact authorities? If you thought that your husband was banging dead women every night, you have to leave the house. You don't like be like, well, I made a phone call.
And if it's not like you have to, it's not like you have to catch him in. Well, okay. Here's a simple solution. You like make dinner for yourself one night, and you put like your leftovers in a Tupperware container, and you just burst in on them at the morgue.
Mm-hmm.
The guy at the desk is gonna be like, "Oh yeah, Mr. Douglas is in the back. You out? Oh, I brought Mr. Douglas dinner. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, Mr. Douglas on in the back. Go on, Miss Douglas." And if you go back there and he's plowing some dead body, then you're like, "This is just my leftovers anyway. Fuck you. I get an alimony check."
Yeah. She didn't seem like she cared that much. You have to care a lot more.
Yeah.
And we're joking. We're obviously joking about his boss being cool. That's pretty fucked up. If your boss knew that you were banging corpses.
Okay, so if I had a guy, if I was friends with a guy who didn't have a lot of friends, and like the only guy I really hung out with was me. And we were drinking beers one night, and he was like, "Yeah, I've been banging 100 dead bodies at the morgue." I'd tell the cops about that guy, and I barely know him. If I was somebody's wife, I'd feel completely betrayed. Like, way more betrayed than if, like, "Yo, Mr. Douglas was at spring break shaking his weenie to LMFAO on the stage."
Yeah. Yeah, there's a certain responsibility line, like, so you see your bro, like, who has a girlfriend grabbing some girl's ass at the club, you don't say shit to anybody. But like, if somebody...
But he can grab your ass, you know, that's the kind of, like, judgment, the kind of, like, moral grounds, like, he can grab her ass, he can grab your ass.
Yeah.
It's just grab an ass, it's okay.
But if somebody, like, for example, was going around jizzing on people's toothbrushes at people's houses, you'd have to report that, right? Just an example. You'd have to tell people.
This goes back to, like, Crime and Punishment, that you talk about how you feel like the justice system's a little bit fucked up with how they punish people for what they do.
Yeah, totally.
They can't lock. So, if you had the opportunity to continuously embarrass your friend who was jacking off on toothbrushes,
right,
in public all the time, and make him feel complete remorse to the point that people are hearing about it that he didn't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
And he's never gonna do it again because people are now like watching him when he's in their bathroom.
Right.
Isn't that better?
It is better, dude. And like, that's a great form of punishment.
That's why I didn't report him to the authorities. He's like my... You watch Game of Thrones, he's Reek.
Oh, God. Oh. Yeah, he's the worst. Damn it. Alright, let's fucking move off of dicks. And
dead
people's genitals.
We usually do an intro of news stories before me and Steven have a guest, but it's just me and Steven today, and we did an intro of dead people's genitals.
Yeah. I do want to talk about...
Thanks for sitting through that with us.
I do want to talk about one other dead person, Paul. It's an issue that not a lot of people talk about, which is suicide and assisted suicide. In general, people just... I guess we could have talked about it last week. We did a little bit with Robin Williams, but we were mostly talking about how Robin Williams can't read Facebook from heaven.
Yeah.
This is more like when suicide is possibly the right thing to do, which I think makes a lot of people uncomfortable. There's this story out of British Columbia, up in Canada, and this lady was a psycho.
America's hat.
She was a what?
It's Canada's America's hat.
Yeah, she was up in America's hat, and she was 85, and she was starting to get dementia. She still like knew who her kids were and shit, but she knew she was slipping. And rather than make people take care of her when she didn't know who the fuck she was like, I want to go down like while I'm still me, and I want to like be in control of when it happens. I don't want people to have to take care of me, and I don't want to like just become a vegetable. She even had a quote that she said she was like felt like she was already becoming one. So basically, she dragged her own mattress.
I'm looking at the article now. Sorry.
She dragged her own mattress out to these like beautiful cliffs where she wanted to die. Her husband was with her, but because assisted suicide is illegal there, just like it is here, he wasn't allowed to even help her move the mattress or get her the booze or pills. So she just goes out there, lays down, takes booze, pills, holds her husband's hand, and fucking goes down on her terms. And I guess the issue that she wanted to make... So she launched a website upon her death, like immediately, to advocate that assisted suicide should be legal, because she said, if other people were allowed to help me, I would have hung on a few more years. Like maybe she could have done 4 or 5 more years if she knew that like, all right, now it's time to end it, but my husband or some doctors can help me. But it's illegal, and she didn't want to get anybody in trouble, so she had to kill herself then.
Well, okay, and this is a really touching paragraph out of the Vancouver Sun article we're talking about. During lucid moments in the past 2 years, Bennett wrote about her decision. Vegetating for years in the hospital, in diapers, incompetent. She didn't burp there. Financial and physical burden. This was a prospect she perceived as ludicrous and wasteful. She just was like, didn't want to be a burden to, her position. This next paragraph is exactly what I was about to talk about. Her position wasn't that she just didn't want to be a burden to others. She was also considering the kind of life she would have. It would be hard on the rest of us and not good enough for her.
Yeah. And I think, man, even I used to be, I mean, when I was a lot younger, I used to follow the like Fox News line that suicide is always selfish. Because, like, you know, you're taking yourself away from others and they got to deal with the fallout and all this shit. But, like, it's the right thing to do sometimes, right? Or if you decide that it is. It's super personal.
It's very personal.
It's the definition of personal.
Suicide's always been personal, though. I feel like the way she did it, though, is, like, socially accepted suicide.
Yeah.
And if I was like, yeah... I'm gonna blow my brains off.
Right.
And like sat in my room for a week and then blew my brains off. That's like not. She made deals with all her family members. She kind of like.
Yeah.
And in doing that, she had to be completely committed to what she was trying to do.
Yeah.
And she's at a terminal point.
Right. But there's a fucked up thing that.
She's not gonna. Go ahead.
Suicide and assisted suicide are both illegal. Technically. Like, in suicide, we talk about drug rights, like, how could anything be more personal than what you put in your own body? Like, your own life is definitely nobody else's business. Suicide can't, I don't see how suicide can be fucking illegal. You know what I mean? It's so dumb. It's just one of those things. It's nobody's business but you.
Are you gonna get charged with it?
Right, like.
So suicide... by the laws of nature is not illegal because you can't get charged with killing yourself.
Right.
But assisted suicide is definitely punishable.
Yeah.
And this goes back to like when we were kids, the whole Dr. Kevorkian. Yeah. He was killing people who wanted to die, and there were some people like, you can't do that. And he's like, well, they're going to do it anyway. Let me help them do it painlessly.
Yeah.
Let me relieve them.
Yeah.
I don't want to die, but I suppose if I found myself in a precarious health predicament,
Right.
in which it was like harder for me to exist every day than to like just have to call up Bill Kevorkian or whatever. It was Jack Kevorkian.
Yeah.
Call up my little homie Kevorkian and get him to murk me.
Yeah, it should be fine, I think.
He's like, how you? I bet he's like a tattoo artist. He like sets his paper down on the top. He's like, so how you want me to murk you? And then he draws a picture. He's like, what you think of that? And you're like, I was thinking a little less cartoony of a way to murk me, and like maybe like a more serious and kind of have like a sort of a sailor sort of thing to the murk. He's like, all right. What do you think of this?
I hope that's how he was. There was a biopic about him, not a documentary, like with actors and shit, that I watched a long time ago. Might be on Netflix. It was pretty good. It definitely painted him as like a sympathetic character and not a monster. I don't remember what it's called.
Death is your oldest friend.
What do you mean?
I mean, everybody dies.
True.
We've been dying since the beginning of time.
That's
baby.
right. And we're gonna bring the energy a different direction to close out our news stories. Now that we made everybody think about suicide.
No,
I mean, you have another thought?
I just think that you should be able to choose.
Absolutely.
Maybe you don't have to involve other people. Maybe that's a solution.
Yeah.
Maybe you just gotta jump off a cliff.
Yeah.
or like, drive your motorcycle 100 miles an hour until you can't.
Right, but what if you're 85? It starts to get harder. It gets to a point where it's actually hard to kill yourself.
You have incontinence. You're not strong.
Yeah.
You're just pooping yourself and barely piercing your arm with the scissors.
Yeah. Yeah. So the assisted thing would be nice.
It would be nice. What if there's a suicide app?
It'd be super dangerous because, like, wait, what would it do? Would it kill you for you? Because what if you used it on somebody else and it's a murder app? Like, your friend's sleeping and you're playing a practical joke. You hit him with the suicide app. You're like, shit, he had a massive brain hemorrhage and died. I guess it works.
Well, shit. Steven, carry this to the next story.
Okay.
Which is it 50 Cent?
There's no segue. So, everybody's been on the Ice Bucket Challenge, which Paul and I weighed in on last week. And we weighed in on the Fire Challenge. But the best challenge of all so far seems to be 50 Cent's challenge to Floyd Mayweather Jr., which is that 50 Cent will donate $750,000 if Floyd Mayweather can read one full page of a Harry Potter book out loud without stuttering. Which is maybe the most offensive and amazing thing ever. Because I don't know if Floyd Mayweather can read or not.
Well, I've been talking about this for a while. Boxers aren't necessarily the smartest guys. It's not that I judge them for being dumb, but usually a guy who just likes smashing stuff isn't like he doesn't go home and read Hemingway afterwards.
Right.
And their careers, their job is literally train, get the shit beat out of my head, train, have some huge guy who's one of the most dangerous men in the world right now beat the shit out of my head again.
Yeah. So
that's like.
But is it fucked up?
It might be hard to read Harry Potter.
Is it fucked up to point out if somebody can't read and they're that old? Like, I don't know. Or is it just hilarious?
Maybe. I think it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Don't you know?
I think it's awesome. Like, it says they have some kind of beef already involving T.I. and Nelly, Which,
No, I guess like T.I. and Nelly had beef with Mayweather, and 50 Cent somehow got looped into the beef.
Man, why does everybody hate
And that's
Mayweather?
his. I don't know. I mean, maybe he lost them some money. They seem like gambling men.
By the way, Landmines fans, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is one of my favorite athletes of all time. He's a badass. If you don't watch boxing, you can go YouTube fucking Floyd Mayweather doing anything. He's a fucking monster. He was like 46-0. He's incredible. So even if he can't read, he's still awesome. He gets he doesn't have to read if he doesn't want to. That's my thoughts.
Well, I don't know what to say. If you can't read, like, Harry Potter's like a kid's book, too. 50 Cent was pretty crafty with
Yeah,
that.
he was.
He's like,
It's hilarious.
yo, read a kid's book. One page. If you stutter.
Yeah, I guess it had to be Harry Potter and not like Dr. Seuss because you could memorize a page of Dr. Seuss.
And let's get getting sentimental on Floyd Mayweather Jr. He's an incredible boxer, probably the best that ever lived.
Yeah.
But I have qualms with contemporary boxing because there's no heavyweights anymore. It's a bunch of
True.
like 160-pound pussies.
He's won at like 7 different weight classes, but none of them are heavy. You're right. You right.
I could, if I had to, I could wrestle those guys to the ground and fart on their head before they beat me my ass.
I'd like to set that up for the next Human Landmines Live.
No, like I could get a fart out on top of their foreheads
Before they knocked you out.
Featherweights or welterweights before they killed me. Yeah,
I love it.
I think that's like, hey man, that's how. If I had to kill myself and I'm too old to figure out how to do so, I'm just gonna crawl atop a boxer and try to fart on his head.
That's sweet. That'd be a great way to commit suicide.
That's what the app does. It sends a boxer to your house.
Some guy's just like, doom, 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 doom. Yo, I'm here for the suicide app. And then you try to fart in their face and they kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you,
I gotta
if
take
you
off
don't
in San Francisco, dude. We gotta set that up.
Yeah. If you don't try to fart in their face, they'll just sit there and hang out with you and drink beers.
But wait till you fall asleep and then they kill you.
No, they wait till you fall asleep and then they stick their head under your butt until you fart on them and then they kill you.
The fart is a required part of the contract.
Yeah, totally. It's just like the hot dog trick, how the spit is a required part of the contract.
What is the hot dog trick?
We talked about it on the Kill Your Best Friend Day
I was
episode.
drunk.
You spit a girl in a girl's butt cheeks until you fuck her butt cheeks.
Right. Thank you.
If you don't spit in them and you just do the trick regular, it doesn't count.
Yeah, it's a little weird. All right, that wraps up news stories, Paul. We're getting to the Paul-centric part of the episode.
Oh,
So,
man.
what would you like to discuss, Paul? Where would you like to go with this?
Well, I'll tell you what, Steven. We talk about Tinder quite a bit on here.
Uh-huh.
And I told you that. Now, I haven't told you about this, actually. I want to know what you think about this, but I've been changing my Tinder profile. Not my photos. Photos are totally stagnant.
Yeah.
But I've been purposefully writing different Tinder profiles to make me seem like I'm a different type of guy. Like,
Nice.
one of them's like, "Hey, what's up, ladies?" Beatles quote. And then one of them's like, "Yo, I like to go party at Rec Room.
Right.
I'm the guy for you if you like chugging beers and talking shit."
Yeah.
And then one of them was just like, "Yo, bitches, if you ain't down to fuck, get off my ass. You know, I'm not here to play. I'm in it to win it, and I'm about to do it." And
What were the results? What got the most good swipes? Right swipes?
the girls like the drunk guy.
Wow.
"Yo, I'm going to party. Help me party with you."
That's what you want out of Tinder, though, right?
Yeah, I guess so. But I've been doing that. But in doing that, I've Tindered a lot.
Yeah.
To see how the results change, and it can be totally unaffected. But girls are really bad at Tindering. Some girls have 6 photos with a duck face,
Right.
and I'm like, I don't even know what you look like without a duck face.
You better show up with that duck face on.
Yeah. So, I mean, I usually left swipe the duck faces, but I wrote a diatribe that gets a little philosophical about Tinder.
Let's hear Paul talk about Tinder, shall we?
Hey, welcome back, everybody.
Radio check.
We've got Brenton St. John
We
with
got
us.
Brenton Saint Radio with us.
Your radio's good.
Paul was about to go on his Tinder rant,
Yeah,
and then that guy from the movie Radio showed up.
yeah. No, Brenton is the singer Godwin Falcon,
Latin scholar.
and he's a Latin scholar, and he's going to be with us for about 2 or 3 minutes while I go on my Tinder rant for my birthday.
Go.
Brenton, why don't you say something?
Tinder's great.
Thank you.
I use it all the time, especially when Carlin's not around.
You.
Actually, I don't have the app.
Okay, so I've been using. We just talked about how I was using a sociological experiment where I've been changing my Tinder profile, but not my photos, and making it seem like I'm a different type of dude. And girls like the drunk, like party guy more than the asshole guy who just like wants to hook up, or the sensitive guy.
It's the middle of the road guy.
It's one of the extremes.
Yeah, well, I've been switching it up every like couple weeks. At parties, I ask for advice how to sound like blank, and I just leave it up there. And the party guy just got way more matches. But in doing this, I Tinder a lot, and so I want to vent about girls and guys. If you're on gay Tinder or
Threender.
Threender, everybody might want to take this diatribe I'm about to say to heart. Tinder advice. Number 1. If your friends are hotter than you, then leave them off your Tinder. It's only going to leave us all disappointed in the end that you want them. I don't put my 6-foot-tall G.I. Joe buddies on my Tinder because I want to look nice by myself and not remind you that it could be way better for you.
That's the same reason I didn't want my girlfriend to meet Jay.
Yeah. I don't want your girlfriend to meet Jay either.
It's too late.
Extreme sports. I don't want a girl who goes skydiving, paddleboarding, hunting, and rock climbing. I want a girl who's going to be reliable and consistent. I don't want someone who's going to stop banging me the moment a parachute impresario rolls through town and buys her a drink. I need a girl who's going to be a ride or die bitch. Guys, you don't want a parachute all the time either.
I do
The
want to be a
face.
parachute impresario someday, though.
That's like my dream job, working
We'll
on
get
it.
that going.
The face is number 3 in my rant. If you only have your face in all of your Tinder pics, like close-ups of the face, then I'm terrified of what your body looks like. If you're not confident enough to show what it looks like, then it's an unsaid statement in itself. Hey girl, if your butt's a little bigger than you like it to be, there's gonna be dudes who want to give you the hot dog trick. Okay, so your profile, like what you actually type. This, I like how this made it on there because it has nothing bearing on how good looking they
Yeah,
are.
follow.
You tell me you're not looking for a quick hookup, and that if I am, then I should dismiss you. You're already putting confines on a relationship, you controlling bitch. You know, whatever it may turn into. If you want to meet friends, join Facebook. Facebook's all about friends. Which brings me to my next point is the attention. Like people who do Tinder for attention, they want to see what's out there and they want to be amused, and they don't. And you know what? I don't really do Tinder correctly. Anyway, I don't message every girl I match. Sometimes like, yeah, she's kind of hot. Well, maybe she messages me.
Yeah.
And it never happens. Because girls want the guys to make the first move most of the time. I understand feminism. The House of Center for Women is right down the street. Sensitive. If you're one of those girls that's only on Tinder for attention, I don't blame you. You want the entertainment and wallowing in the single people's best attempt to hook up without being on Adult Friend Finder in the modern age. It's literally a source of non-stop entertainment, but really you're just like the people rubbernecking at a car crash. Maybe you should go paddleboarding or skydiving, stay off Tinder, and make your life a little more interesting.
Yeah.
Quit looking towards the people that you have so self-righteously deemed to be sadder than you for your kicks. It's sadistic and a little bit sick. There's articles all over the internet about fuck-ups, and you can find them easily on your Facebook mini-feed.
Yeah.
Conclusion. In the end, an app is only as good as its users. Tinder is supposed to be the I like how you look and so do you, so let's message each other app. But the most simple things that are on the internet, are like the most simple things on the internet, even morons can find them and overcomplicate them. I guess this list is me doing exactly the same thing. All I'm trying to say is, it's the way we treat people and live our lives is how people perceive us. It's not about how we think we are, because in the end we are only one individual. The residual effects of our own actions are the things that resonate with others, and consistency and individuality win overall as far as becoming or remaining friends with someone goes. Picking 6 really pretty photos of you and your friends doesn't mean shit if you're a shitty person with little to offer the world. Currently, you can fake being cool on the internet, but the more over-pervasive it becomes in our lives, the more difficult that will become. And there will be some internet judgment day where there are fucking websites for everything, and we will be able to look up what you do when your friends disappoint you or you have sex, all for free on the internet. You need to stop bullshitting the world and be a cool, unique person, because we'll be able to Google what it looks like when you're taking a shit. And you won't seem so cool unless your dump face is cool.
Dump face.
Very nice, Paul.
I do digress.
I was thinking that they should respell it with an E instead of an I, and it's like a cannibalism app.
What?
Tender.
Tender. Yeah, it's for people who want to eat other people.
Yeah, you like check out. And then if they only have face pics, it's like I'm not into eating cheeks.
Yeah.
I want to eat some girl's butt.
Some
I
guy
can
who
really
works
make
at
a nice
some guy who
face-
works at the
face
morgue
wings
should have
out of
a
you.
Tender. Guy who works at the morgue has a Tender app, and he takes pictures of all the dead bodies, and is like, "If you want to eat one of these, right swipe."
It's only $50.
It's only $50. I'll cut you off a leg. These are great ideas.
Well, yeah, I know. We can make millions of dollars if we weren't stuck Skyping each other on the goddamn internet.
Oh God, Brenton. I meant to ask you.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah, what's up?
What was more physically challenging, riding a rickshaw or riding rollerblades around at a Sonic? It's a real question.
The rollerblades are definitely more dangerous.
Yeah.
One of those rocks is gonna either scrape my knee and increase those ticket times because I have to make all those burgers over again
Right.
when I drop them.
But the fucking rickshaw can never fall down, right? It's like it's a giant tricycle.
You can flip it.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
you can flip it if you're showing off to the ladies or the dudes.
But not with someone in it, right?
Yeah, you can flip. If you wanted. There have been times where I had a really shitty ride, where I was booking it really fast down Meeting Street, and I was like, I bet I could tuck and roll and kill these guys.
You should have. Next time I come to Charleston, let's try to flip a rickshaw with me in the seat as a passenger.
And you can be FaceTiming me, and we can record it all for the good of the show.
Yeah, and we'll both be shotgunning beers.
I'll be riding it.
Yeah. That's gonna be the new show intro.
Nice.
Oh man.
So there've been a bunch of songs that I've been riding rickshaw for like 7.5 years. And it's a really long time, I know. Some people say I'm too old to be doing this job, but I say I'm 29, but I feel like I'm 25.
Yeah. Back when Brenton was 25, he was still working at Sonic.
Doing backflips on the skates. And so I feel like that I've made a mental note of song. Are you making screwdrivers?
Yes, I'm drinking a lot more than I thought I was going to in this.
When are they gonna develop the thing that it's like a cup and you can download a drink to me?
I don't. Pretty soon, probably.
Yeah, I hope the alcohol content doesn't go down when you send it to me.
Dude,
Or I'll be fucking pissed.
once you can send drinks and drugs.
Hello, Charleston Rickshaw Company. Sure, what time? 12:30?
My dude's at work.
Location? And where at, sir? The First Scots Presbyterian? Alright, at 12:30. I'll have that for you. Thank you.
Brenton, you should have been like, "You're live with human landmines. Welcome to the show."
That dude would have been stoked.
So what were we
We
talking
were
about?
on
I
like
was
a
rickshaw-
tangent off of a tangent. I don't know where it started.
No, all I wanted to say was every time I party, I like to party hard.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm an Andrew W.K. fan. Paul, did you know there's an Andrew W.K. conspiracy?
What, that he's more than one person?
Yeah. You heard about that?
How is that real?
Well, no,
How's that?
that he's like, he got switched out in 2004 or something. Somebody told me this, so I looked it up when I was at work one day. That like there's a different Andrew W.K. now than it used to be.
So is Andrew W.K. like the Caesar title for party dudes?
Yeah.
Like he's like the new heir?
Wait, do they look that different?
I don't know. They look different, but like here's the other thing. I don't care if Andrew WK is two different people. If Andrew WK is just like an idea, then that means we can have Andrew WK be that exact age for 700 years.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And you can like audition to be Andrew WK when you turn 25.
Yeah, that'd be a good like. What do you want to be when you grow up, Johnny? I want to be Andrew W.K.
Yeah. That means he'll fucking have the same like party energy forever.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah. I'm gonna raise my kid to want to be Andrew WK and just like not send him to school, but just train him in partying.
Dude, I can't think of a better person to be. It's like if Buddha didn't just die, like,
Yeah.
it's like if Gandhi, like somebody could be the next Gandhi,
Yeah.
but there was like a job audition for it.
Yeah. We need to start a company
kinda-
that recasts like historical figures.
That's a lot like the Pope, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. We need more
that
positions
guy's-
like that.
No, we need more like non-religious positions.
Right. But like Paul, me and you should
Secular
start
party
a
dude.
12-person council with like white smoke that announces the next Andrew WK every like 10 years.
If there's a third Andrew WK, me and Steven are hereby announcing on the internet that we will run the council and they have to pay us for it. And make checks out to Human Landmines LLC.
Absolutely. Oh God.
It
Paul, is there
stands for
anything else you want
limited-
to cover on your birthday?
Limited Liability Company. That means we have limited liability.
That sounds smart. I think we can say that.
No, I was gonna like hate on everything. We
Yeah.
were talking about me and you for a while, like that we could just like write about what we hate, but honestly, I don't really hate much anything.
It's beautiful. should be proud of yourself.
Yeah, do you have any closing thoughts? Closing thoughts, Steven?
Yeah. So my closing thoughts are, number one, Paul does his birthday right. He goes out last night. People are buying him shots. He's doing God knows what else. And then he wakes up at 7 a.m. and starts texting me that he's making a steak and that he's ready to do human landmines whenever. At 7 a.m. And I think everyone should be so energetic. What's the point of just getting shit-faced and passing out for 12 hours, you know? That's not your birthday. Wake up, do whatever kind of uppers you gotta do, and keep partying. And finally, I want to say...
All I want to do is go to the pool.
My final thought is that if you're gonna do something weird in a morgue, don't have sex with a body, don't chop off people's dicks, start the Tinder app, and start selling people's bodies so we can all see what human meat tastes like. Closing thoughts, Paul?
Yeah, I've got some closing thoughts. If you want to buy somebody's body off Tinder, that's fine. And you can chop off their dick and throw the rest of the body away.
Right.
But, like, don't just go eBaying human dicks.
Eat it.
That's gonna set eBaying. Don't just go Amazon.com and human dicks. That's gonna set the feds off.
Yeah.
And also, I mean what I said. We all gotta be better people, because pretty soon I'm gonna be able to Google Stephen King or Brenton St. John. I'm gonna look at your dump faces. I'm gonna see what's coming out of your butts on 2 different cameras, split screen. And then I'll be like, I wonder what Steven looks like when he jacks off when he's sad. And I'll just Google that and be like, Steven jacks off when he's sad. And pretty soon, the internet is going to make it impossible to be private anymore. And so, we got to be okay with ourselves.
It's beautiful. St. John, you got any closing thoughts?
I want to see Andrew W.K. the third's dump face.
Yes.
On Tinder. The dead one.
His dump face was his last face.
Like Andrew W.K. the third dies like Elvis, like taking a shit, and then you can buy Andrew W.K.'s dump face on Tinder.
Yeah, he has pieces of Budweiser cans stuck in his forehead from smashing him.
Yes.
That's how you can tell it's really him.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
St. John, thank you for joining us today. People, thank you for listening.
That's an impromptu guest.
Thank you.
We were talking about having people call in, and we should just have people come over.
Yeah. Or we're going to start having whoever's calling the rickshaw just take live calls from now.
Well, hey, Steven, thanks for making my birthday extra special.
Cheers, bro.
And you too, Brenton.
Cheers, bitches.
B.O.B. play the guitar. B.O.B. play the guitar. B.O.B. play the guitar.